the youth, motivation of the youth and all of that, those questions. I think the first thing that needs to happen, this will also relate to the matter that was raised about African women leaders. I think one of the first things we need to do is to organize the youth. To get the youth organized so that the youth can engage one another about themselves, about their own aspirations, about what they need to do in order to realize those aspirations. Yeah. 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, I was talking to the leadership, part of the leadership of the ANC Youth League. And I was saying to them, if you look at the crime statistics, you would find that in the age cohort, from 15 to 30, 35, that cohort, the single biggest cause of death is what is called unnatural causes. That means that young generation, the biggest cause of death among themselves is stab wounds, gunshots, car accidents, that kind of problem. Huge numbers of young people at that age are dying not because they are ill, but because of the so-called unnatural causes. It's very much part of the violence of the society. So I was saying to them, now you as the youth leaders, what are you doing about that? Because that matter has got to be very relevant to the agenda of a political youth formation. And that's exactly the cohort which is a member of the Youth League. I'm saying to them, the majority of people at your age, the biggest cause of death is unnatural causes. So shouldn't you as a youth movement say, look, we have to intervene in this society which is killing young people of our age? Of course, when you talk to them, they, in a sense, they get surprised, because the matter never occurred to them. Yeah. That is has got to be part of their agenda. So in the end, I'm saying the role of the youth, motivation of the youth, the first thing I think is for the youth to get organized, and the youth themselves to discuss what is it that we want of our country in future, and of what needs to be done today in order to get there. This matter was very easy to answer in our own youth, because you are faced with apartheid every day. At school, in the playing field, whatever you did, you are confronted by the fact of this apartheid. And so it was very natural for young people to say, therefore, we are part of the struggle to end this apartheid system. It's very, very easy to answer that question. But the challenge today, what does the youth, what do they want, the youth want? They want education, very correct. The youth must go to school and university, it's very correct. They want jobs when they finish school, agreed, it's very correct. But when you say fine, now with regard to the construction of the society that you would wish for, what are your suggestions? Then the question does not become that easy to answer. So with regard to, I'm saying, the role of the youth and motivating the youth, it really is to say, look, this country belongs to you. let's do something now so that as you get older, the country you will inherit is the country of your dreams. Yeah. And what do we do? I've said this thing, used this example before, that once we went to Nelson Mandela University, and this matter arose about access to higher education, free higher education. So I say, yes, I agree. But I'd like some of you students to come with me in a delegation to the villages to say our students must get free higher education. All of them. Government must pay. So it's free of charge. But that's got to mean that for this year, we will have not enough money in order to provide clean water to the village. So let's go, you and the students, let's go to the villages. To say, please postpone clean water so that I get higher education. Because it's not as though there's unlimited sums of money which can finance everything at the same time. Choices have to be made. What about this choice? I don't remember that there was any hand that stood up to say, okay, I'm ready to come with you. But I'm saying these are the challenges that you want to say the youth. The youth in saying, this is where we ourselves as individuals want to be, where we want the country to be. Answer this question. What are the steps that you've got to take to get there? Yeah. And then you'd find you have to grapple with challenging issues. Which is fine. I think that for the youth to be creative, to think, and they will probably have better answers to the question, like I'm saying, how do we deal with this real problem? That the majority of the people that belong to this youth category, the single biggest cause of death is unnatural causes. What do we do about that? We can't ignore it. It can't be as though it's not happening. And I'm saying the youth may very well have better answers than I would have to say, let's deal with this question in a particular way. And maybe part of what explains it is what is tragedy, which occurred in East London in a tavern. What were young people of that age doing in a tavern? Maybe it says something about our society, that our society allows a thing like that to happen, with those terrible consequences. I'm trying to respond to the question about the role of the youth and youth motivation. And in the end, I think let's first of all organize the youth, make the youth is organized and is able to engage one another in order, in fact, even to answer this question. What should our role, what do we think our role should be as a youth? I think that would be important.